Is the July 2025 Aphelion dangerous for us? You've probably seen a message like this popping up online, maybe in a family group chat or scrolling through your feed. It's a warning that in July 2025, we're all going to experience the Aphelion phenomenon. The message claims that because the Earth will be farther from the Sun, we're headed for a period of extreme cold, which will cause a spike in the flu, coughing, and other health issues. It's got all the buzzwords. It sounds scientific, and honestly, it sounds a little scary. But is any of it true? These warnings are a recurring hoax, and they cause needless panic every single year. So today, we're going to sift through the fear and get to the facts. We'll break down what Aphelion actually is, and expose the truth behind these viral messages. And look, I get why these warnings catch on. They throw around a big word like Aphelion and twist a real astronomical fact to create a sense of immediate danger. The messages often mix a tiny grain of truth with a mountain of nonsense, claiming Earth's distance from the Sun will somehow increase by a wild 66%, leading to awful consequences. When you see a message begging you to protect your family, it's natural to feel a little worried. But the reality is, these posts are just classic fear-mongering based on a misunderstanding of very basic science. The first and biggest claim is that Aphelion will plunge the Earth into a dangerous deep freeze. The thinking goes, we're farther from the Sun, so we get less heat. Simple, right? Well, no, it's just plain wrong. The truth is, while Earth's orbit isn't a perfect circle, it's pretty close to one. The point when we are farthest from the Sun is called Aphelion, and on July 3, 2025, we'll be about 152 million kilometers away. The point when we're closest, called perihelion, happens in early January, when we're about 147 million kilometers away. That 5 million kilometer difference sounds like a huge deal, but in the grand scheme of space, it's tiny. The total change in distance is only about 3%. This results in a nearly insignificant change in the solar energy reaching us, which is nowhere near enough to cause any noticeable shift in our weather or climate. So what actually causes our seasons? It all comes down to the 23.5-degree tilt of Earth's axis. That's the secret. When the northern hemisphere is tilted toward the Sun, it gets more direct sunlight for longer, and that's what gives us summer. And here's the kicker: this happens in June and July. Meanwhile, the southern hemisphere is tilted away, so it experiences winter. It's all about the angle of the sunlight, not the distance. Alright, let us talk about the second part of this viral hoax. The claim that Aphelion will cause a huge surge in illnesses like the flu, coughs, and breathing problems. This is probably the most irresponsible part of the whole thing, as it just creates health anxiety for no reason. Let me be as clear as possible. There is absolutely zero scientific or medical evidence linking Aphelion to any health problems whatsoever. None. Seasonal illnesses like the flu are caused by viruses, which tend to spread more easily when people are gathered indoors more often in colder weather. Those patterns are related to our seasons on Earth, which, as we just covered, are driven by our planet's tilt, not a minor change in its distance from the Sun. So any advice to stock up on vitamins or take special precautions specifically for Aphelion is completely baseless and should be ignored. So, if Aphelion isn't dangerous, what is it? It's simply a normal, predictable, and totally harmless part of Earth's annual trip around the Sun. It happens every single year. Far from being some scary event, it's just part of the clockwork of our solar system. In fact, here's a cool side effect. When we're at Aphelion, the Earth actually moves a little bit slower in its orbit. This is what makes summer in the northern hemisphere a few days longer than summer in the southern hemisphere. And ironically, the Earth as a whole is actually slightly warmer during Aphelion in July. That's because the northern hemisphere, which has much more landmass, is tilted toward the Sun, and land heats up more easily than the massive oceans of the southern hemisphere. So, back to the big question. Is the July 2025 Aphelion dangerous? The answer is a simple, hard no. The viral warnings are a recurring hoax, built on a complete misunderstanding of how our seasons work. Aphelion will not cause extreme cold, and it will not make you sick. It is a routine astronomical event that has been happening for billions of years without any harm. The only real danger isn't coming from the cosmos, but but from the spread of misinformation right here on Earth. Always be skeptical of sensational claims you see online, especially the ones designed to make you afraid. If you found this video helpful for clearing things up, please share it. By spreading accurate information, we can all help stop these baseless warnings from causing any more unnecessary panic.